We haven't talked to you since then.
We definitely grew tremendously. You know, it's cool to kind of come into the system for the second year and be able to actually them have an even better grasp, understand different nuances within the scheme, just gel, play even faster, and understand that you know there's still work to be done, but was pleased to this point.
Going into it, I sort of asked if you thought that you would experiment a lot. It didn't seem like you thought that was going to be the case. And then we saw what felt like a lot of consistency, at least when we were in there, from practice 1 through 15 with that top group. Did you really anticipated it being that way from start to finish?
Well, to get a true evaluation, you got to let guys get comfortable in certain situations in order to know what you want to do moving forward in the future. You know, you want to definitely play fast, you know, and you definitely want to play confident and see what guys can do, what type of playmaking ability they do have. So it remains to be seen.
Being there with Jihad, we missed him last week. That's probably not a big deal considering how many practices he still has left in August. Was that a big deal in your mind at all that he missed that time?
Yes, very unfortunate. You know, anytime, even though he's played a lot of football, coming from where he's came from, still, you know, we do things a little different. You know, the teaching, the progression, and just getting a true evaluation of who Jihad is for myself, you know, with him each and every day. So I hate that it happened. It's unfortunate, and he's back to 100%. He's doing everything that we asked him to do to this point.
There's a guy being good enough to where you put him on the field and you trust him to just do a job, and there's turning a guy into a weapon that you maybe use to maybe be a little bit more of a disruptive force. We saw it a lot with Tommy. What about Lathan do you feel like makes him suitable to do something like that?
You said it best. It starts with trust. It starts with consistency. It starts with putting good days on top of good days. Lathan had a really, really good spring. He's even a better leader today than he was last year. Obviously, being around him for a full year now, he's fully healthy. You know, credit to the young man. He's tough. You know, he came back from a catastrophic injury, and he was back playing come August. And so he's done a tremendous job. You know, and players play, coaches coach, and if you're a playmaker, we're going to find ways to put you in position to help this football team win.
Is there a point maybe last season where you thought you could be a little bit more than just like a do-your-job guy? Did you maybe see something in winter or even in spring where you felt like you can use him more as a weapon?
Yeah, Lathan's always had that innate ability, even when I first got here. It's just a matter of maturation, you know, playing within the scheme. Every coach is different. The teaching style is different. The mindset's different. So to see him grow from when I first got here till now, this summer, being a leader, it's important to him. And it's never been an issue with Lathan as far as work ethic and desire and want to. It's just there's some things, you know, take a little longer than others, and it's about the process, and Lathan respects that.
Perry, you mentioned how obviously unfortunate it is you lost Jihad that last week. What did you learn about him before he got hurt that you feel like fit?
He's a good football player. He's easy, he's coachable. He wants to learn. I mean, he's a worker. You know, he's what we thought when we went out and wanted to bring in a transfer safety. So I've been pleased to this point. Obviously, like I said, you know, the only way you truly get better is to play the game. You know, and so it was unfortunate that he got hurt, but like I said, he's back 100%. He's in drills, he's in workouts, and I'm excited to see his growth this summer.
Sonny's a guy who, I don't know whether he starts or you've got a lot of guys back there, but what role do you think he needs to have? Because he does seem to be an impactful potential player.
We're gonna find ways to get everybody on the field that's going to help us win championships. And Sonny's part of that matrix. You know, I think everybody's he's 18 years old. You know, obviously reclassified, but Sonny has worked. I mean, he's played on the biggest of stages to his young career and did well. So we're going to find ways to get guys on the field, guys that are playmakers, guys that have earned it each and every day, whether it be the spring, summer, and going into the fall. You know, I don't know. I haven't been around Lorenzo enough, you know, because we've been on the road recruiting. But what I do know when he first stepped foot on campus, to this point, I've been excited about what I see, you know. And I think with Sonny, whether his brother was here or not, he's intrinsically motivated to be the very best version of himself.
Coach, with Lathan last spring and last summer, you talked about him as a player that was putting in a lot of unseen work that you guys were recognizing, but stuff that we don't see, stuff that the fans don't see. Has Lathan continued to step into that role as a leader and bring other people with him? Have there been players that have been unprompted to do work like that this offseason that you've seen?
So we do have a saying, unrequired work, unseen hours, unrequired work, and he's done that. And yes, he's brought guys along with him. I think the whole group is starting to understand that it's not rocket science, but it's about what you put into this game outside of what's required of you. And so he's definitely carried that mantra into the spring, this summer, and it's exciting to see his leadership grow like that.
A lot of people are excited about Kai Stokes and his development. Of course, he had a really good spring game last year. And stepping into a role now where he's still young, as you mentioned with Sonny, he's 18 years old. Kai's younger. What role do you see for him coming up this season?
I think, with everybody, there's no specific, role that I know going into this summer or this August that, hey, this is what you're going to be. This I do know, that you got to come to work every day. And I ask all those guys to be champions in their role. Whatever their role is, no role is too small, and so I ask guys just to be champions in their role, whatever that may be.
Josh Proctor's been a tantalizing guy for a long time. So I've seen the potential. It hasn't quite come together for him. What do you see from him in the spring? Do you think he's poised to have some kind of year?
I would hope so. With Josh, just being able to learn the system and really, really get into a groove of, okay, this is what you're asked to do. And you just got to put good days on top of good days. And to this point, he's done that. And that's for everybody. Nobody's guaranteed a role as far as a starter. That's the beauty of competition. And that's what we pride ourselves on as a program here. We compete in everything we do.
I think from last year he starts, misses the tackle, didn't play, Lathan takes his job. It has to be discouraging, right? I mean, it's human being.
I just think it's a character building moment. You come to Ohio State to be the best, to play with the best, and to play against the best. And so each and every day, coaches included, you got to bring it. And that's the beauty of being at a place like this.
How do you handle it? How do you think you handled it?
I thought he handled it well. He was never a distraction. We talked about being selfless. We talked about team, and he was the epitome of that. Even though he had a lot riding on one specific season, I think he learned a lot. And it showed him his character, and it showed his teammates and his brothers his character as well.
How different do you feel full season, full off season now, got the summer, just kind of your familiarity with the rest of the staff at Ohio State? How different is this off season for you?
It's been good. Obviously, being here for a whole year now, and just understanding the true culture, the day in and day out of what this place is. I love it. I love my players. I love this program. It's awesome to wake up, get up in the morning, and be at the very best and give your very best. And so for me, just the passion and the desire to win games and do it at a high level and accomplish what we set out to do as a program.
I know you weren't here a few years ago. Ohio State was Clemson. We heard that was just a motivating factor throughout the season. How much has the Georgia game, maybe even the Michigan game as well, kind of been reflected around here to motivate you this offseason? Or is that even
the game is played between the years. It's about us. We are Ohio State, and so it's about us putting in the work day in and day out, the preparation, understanding where we fell short, and making sure that we make those proper corrections, as a staff, as coaches, as players, and continue to grind and move forward. We understand the expectations to win beat the team up north, win the Big Ten and national championship. So those things won't change. So the challenge is really within us in this building, and it starts and ends there.
Kind of in the same vein of what he asked you, where are you better this offseason? You get asked on players all the time where they've taken a big jump. Where have you taken a big jump since the Georgia?
Mindset, maturity, comfort level, understanding what failure really feels like, just holistically. It's exciting to see the young men in the meeting room, on the field, with that fire in their eye, understanding that we can do whatever we want to do in this game. We just got to put in the work and making sure that we're dotting our I's and crossing our T's and being realistic with ourselves as far as where we must get better. And I've seen that. And that's what's exciting to me when I'm in front of guys and going to work with them.
Sorry if you've already been asked, but Cam had such a good spring from your point of view. Has he continued that with trending toward major playing time, and where have you seen him grow maybe since spring?
He's a talented young man, make no mistake. And so, once again, just to see him grow, he played quarterback in high school, and to see him make the transition when he first got here to all of a sudden now he's here playing the nickel position and getting comfortable and developing that confidence. And so I've still seen that to this point. We've been on the road, but, just to get the comments that he's working hard and he's doing the extra and he's doing the necessary things in order to be the very best player. So he just has to continue that, and it's a long summer and we got a lot ahead of us, but I see him trending in the right direction.
Yeah, Ronnie ran through, I think, 2 or 3, maybe 4 defensive backs coaches for his time here. Cam and Lathan have had it covered now. Can you see that continuity is helping them this offseason?
Yes, and it starts with trust. It starts with relationship and trust. And I love my room. We have nothing but love for each other. We have a great brotherhood. And I see them, everybody's on the same page. Everybody's going in the same direction. And it's exciting to see that, and we will continue that.
Harry, were you able to see enough of Jahad Carter this spring to how he might be able to help you guys in the fall?
It's unfortunate that he got hurt during the spring. He's full tilt now, going through workouts, running and everything. So, I got a pretty good idea, but I hate that I didn't get those practices in, just because he's coming into a new system, even though he's played a lot where he came from. He's still coming into a new system. And, the only way I know you get better is to practice. And so I'm looking forward to working with him this summer going into fall camp.
Do you have a vision at all for positionally how you would like to use him?
The cool thing is we got enough pieces to move him around, and the thing is they're getting a great grasp of the defense and the scheme. So, I'll be able to plug and play guys and put guys in certain situations, depending on who we're playing and depending on where we're trying to attack. So that's the cool thing about going into year 2 is, it's not the first time they've heard something. It's not the first time they've practiced something. So now we're able to get into some things down the road that I think definitely will be advantageous for us.
Do you think it will be more game plan driven when the team, since you have like 6, 7 guys, if you play, you have different body type skill sets, how much will who you're playing dictate whatever?
Absolutely. That has a lot to do with it. And at the end of the day, it's about matchups. And we're trying to find the very best matchup to create the very best opportunities for us to have success.
Are there some players who stand out above matchups, or just athletically that you no matter what we're doing, this guy has to be there?
Absolutely. There's some guys in the room that have earned that right to say no matter what, they're out for it. And the thing for them is, the thing I love the most about them is they know they got to come to work every day. This summer is extremely important. The work you're putting on the field, off the field, and then going into August. The thing about here is competition. And that's something that we preached and we drove home a lot in everything we do, from nutrition to the weight room to academics. Everything matters. There is nothing less than the other. And so the cool thing for me is to see that maturation and them carry that out throughout the summer.
You want to name those players?
Negative.